I really don't like that one. I need to give me some more options. Or maybe I could just get that video done. All right, I can do that too. All right. Hey, Amber. Burning. Ringing. If my ears are ringing, that's tinnitus. Thank you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. This was the topic or the title. It was the best that I could come up with without sounding like a jerk. Right? Now, time and place. Time and place. I'm gonna probably wait about another minute. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Don't. In other words, don't fuck up my joke. You knew what I meant. Don't fuck it up. I get that. You're right. I shouldn't have corrected you because I did know what you were saying, and that's one thing I try and do. So, good point. Amber and I have been through enough that, yeah, taking things personally from each other. Just, you know, you've been waiting. Awesome, man. That makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. All right. Now, I'm going to qualify this first by saying if you decide that you want to get into the field of addiction, I think that is awesome. I think that's fantastic. Good on Scott. Scott's like, what the? We all have that. Well, where, yeah, I can't think of any mine now, but yeah, growing up, I was corrected on how sayings were and things like that. So it's just it's a part of learning, you know. Um, the thing is, when it comes to husbands, we will correct you because, well, we don't want you to sound like a dumbass, and we hope that you would do the same for us. So, but you know, but you got to do it right too. You can't just say what. Yeah. Okay. I talk so much that even now I don't even check the time. Welcome to the Daily Trudge, which is now capitalized correctly. Surprised no one noticed that, considering all the perfection that goes on in this room. If you're here, please say hello. All right. So, like I was saying, yes, if it's something you want to do, I think that's awesome. I really, really do. Now, when it comes to this, unfortunately, it can't be individualized. There's got to be hard, fast rules, and everybody's got to follow the rules, or it doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. So, what is the first thing that I would think that you need? Come here, come here, come here, come here. I know, Mr. Sweet. I know you get weird, but I know you've been wanting attention. So, all right. And you're comfortable in Dad's lap. Okay. This is my skittish cat. He's older than the rest, and he spent most of his time alone, so he argues with them a lot, and I have to give him extra attention because, well, he is head cat. So you headed a pack. What's the first thing that we're going to need? 1 to 2 years of continuous sobriety. That's going to be the first thing. That's going to be the first qualification. Why is that? Well, you can't transmit something you haven't got. That's the number one reason. The next best reason is that what's going to happen is you will become more focused. Here, okay, so there's a way that we do this, right? And there's a way that we recover. Okay. And if you don't get to step 12, then guess what you're not doing? You're not sponsoring. Okay. And the key here is that you have to understand that sponsees come before clients. My recovery comes first, does it not? Well, my clients are work. There's a paid expectation there. There is a paid, reasonable expectation there. All right. Now, if you want to kind of get into the field, what I would probably recommend is going to one of these bigger places like Aurora Mental Health Corporation of Denver. What these places can do is they will give you extra education in the field that you want to be while you're working. It's a great way to go. If you're new in sobriety, what should we stay away from? Stay away from being a recovery coach. Maybe add that on a little bit later. What you want to be is a peer support specialist. That's where the education is. Okay. But we've got to recover first. Right? So let's say I have under a year, I haven't completed the steps. I take a job as a peer support specialist at a detox. What am I focused on now? See, I don't even have balance yet in my life. So therefore, this is going to become a very sticky situation. It's going to become sticky because what will happen is you will start to two-step, and that is very dangerous. You will think that you know what they need when you didn't even bother to fucking ask. So what's the next thing? Education. 60 hours, not enough. 200, I think it's probably a little bit better. 200 hours of education. It's not that much. It's an hour a day for 200 days. That's not even a full year. Okay, I'm not, now what is all this coming from? Well, I've been around for 37 years and, I've worked detox a little bit, and I've actually worked in every single freaking area in this whole thing from prevention to death. Okay. So, and it always applies the same way. It does. Okay. So you cannot become a professional or an expert or this in your field until you have fucking healed yourself. Period. Okay? Now, recovery coaching seems a little different. This is how they presented it. That what would happen is you would help somebody through resources. So it wasn't really, you weren't really supposed to be even sharing your experience, strength, and hope. What you're supposed to do as a recovery coach is this. Oh, I need to get my driver's license back. I'm going to help you get that. I need a doctor. Let's get you a primary care physician. I need steps. Okay, let's find you good meetings. That's a recovery coach. But the moment that a recovery coach decides that they are something more than that, that is when it's wrong. You are not qualified to do that. So get out, man. Don't do that. I don't care that other people have told you that it's okay. Those people are incorrect. They are not right. Any alcoholic or addict that wants to work in this field is going to be drug tested at least every 6 months. You've got to keep these people fucking accountable. They will go back out, they will relapse, and they will not tell you. Why? Because they didn't have stability in the first place. And anybody that is hiring people under a year of sobriety, you are a problem. You are a very big problem. So you need to be qualified to be working in the field. Working. That means taking a paycheck. What does this mean? It means you are now a person of trust. And if you do not report, if you still have the fear of reporting your peers, then do not get into the field because you will be reporting. It happens all the time. That's part of the problem. No one's reporting. We cannot make changes if no one's reporting. If we don't know, we all know the problem. It's just nobody willing to stand up and do anything about it. Well, there's some of us, but we're not, kind of too far and few in between, you know. And that's not on everybody. I have a lot of time on my hands, so I get to do this stuff. And so whenever somebody, says, no, you can be this and you can be that, without first giving you the information that, hey, we got to make you a person worth having first, don't we? I mean, come on, people don't heal in 2 to 3 months. I don't care who you are. It does not happen that fast. Now, the program itself, the consummation of the program may have worked, yeah. But I've been around way too long to know that something is going to happen in that year. Something is going to happen. I need something arduous to happen in your life so I can see you make it. Now I'm comfortable letting you work in that field. You've got to become a working member of society first. Do you still owe taxes? You do. Well, then you're not quite finished with your amends, are you? You don't need to rush to become that. In the meantime, you could be a closed mouth friend. Okay? Please stop making recovery your side hustle. I hate those words. A side hustle. You know what a hustle is? It means you're being duped. It's a horrible way to put that for me. Okay? You cannot transmit what you don't have, period. It's not possible. And if you have not educated yourself and been through the experience, then you have no, if you don't know the difference between a DAT note and a client note, you probably shouldn't be in the business. Did you make a client note? Well, yeah, I made a note. No, that's a DAT note. Did you write your client note? They're different. One's for insurance, one's to keep track of your client's progress. Okay. And if you don't know these things, you're going to get into the field and you're going to feel, feel like you're behind the ball because you are. You're going to fight for things in that detox. You know what? The biggest fight was in detox amongst the workers. The biggest fight on whether the clients got Netflix or not. That was their major concern. And I said, give them fucking Netflix. Are we going to do meetings today? Really? They can't have Netflix. Jesus. Well, there's drink, everything has drinking and drug in it. If they can't fucking handle that, then they have no business trying to get sober. What are you going to want me to do? Put on Teletubbies? Stop trying to control their damn lives. That's the problem. See? If you come into the program as an alcoholic and you're a person that has lack of power, who doesn't understand love, control, respect, denial, if you don't know these things, then that's not a good field. The basket. You know what the basket is? It's a sales technique. Did you know that counseling is sales? It's almost the same exact thing. Here's a basket. You got somebody sitting like this. What does this mean? It means they're closed off, right? We know that. I'm an airplane. Um, right? So what you do is you sit like that. Yeah. And talk. And you talk. And you talk. And after a few minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to take your arms and you're going to kind of open them up. And this is what's called a basket. Basket. I'm wide open now. You know what I'm going to do next? This. And this person's going to open up to me. See, there are physical indicators. Okay? That's why I like the podcasting and why I have the video on there. I can see the physical indicators. They will do this. They will do that, right? You know, I'm always like, do you have pens near you? They're like, yeah, I do. Please get it away because you're going to do this and you ain't even going to know it. Yeah, that's why I said it. That's why I said it. Yes, they were. At least on acid. At least on acid. Trying to keep this even. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but there's a conundrum going on in Colorado, and I'm doing everything that I can to get people to realize that Colorado, there are a lot of us individually and even some groups, we're on the right path. Okay? I know, but the thing is, I can count them, and I shouldn't be able to. Colorado's on a very bad path right now. And everybody kind of says that we have problems, but then they just give us the same shit. They give us the same stuff. Do you know what we call that? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Do you know what we call that? We call that insanity. Welcome to Colorado. Anything outside 12 steps is pretty much bullshit. There are a few groups that are out there: Celebrate Recovery, Smart Recovery, Wellbriety. There's probably a few others that I think are great, great programs. Been around for a while. They, but they didn't come out and say, hey, you know what? Fuck AA. No, they came and said, hey, there are some people that don't really like AA this way, so we're going to do AA kind of this way. Still AA. Celebrate Recovery and Smart Recovery are still AA. Oops. Wellbriety, AA. It's just different forms of AA. That's all right. That's all right. It's when it becomes a side hustle. It's when, hey, I'm a recovery coach and I'm this and I'm that. And who cares? Who cares, man? Because really the only question is, what in the fuck did you do today to make the world a better place? And you don't have to tell me. Keep it to yourself. We call that humility. Yeah, Oxford. Whoop, whoop. Of whom we stole all our shit from. Yeah. And the Washingtonians. Don't forget them. And Oxford is still around. Yes, they're called Oxford houses. It is the only real sober living out there. If you want to go to a good sober living, they're very, very Christian based, but they work. I say, don't be a dick. But I get it. Yeah. So, can I rephrase that just a little bit for you? Keep your side of the street clean. Your side of the street's already clean, Amber. Good job. So keep it clean. Sorry, that was the dad in me. I had to, right? But yeah, don't be a piece of shit, man. Even to the people that you feel deserve it. Even then, the no matter what club, right? The no matter what. Because I also can't go run around saying they're wrong and this is wrong, but I need to call bullshit when I see bullshit. And right now, this is nothing but insanity, man. Um, yeah, there's other things that. So, what are some other qualifications that would probably be good, right? And I want you to know. I need to qualify this a little bit. This is opinion. It's opinion. Okay, but I'm right. I know I'm right because I've just done this for too long, man. And if you are an unhealed alcoholic, you still have an alcoholic mind. And therefore, manipulation is going to be your number one experience. And that's what you will do is manipulate people into your way of thinking. And that is not how we do things. No, we supply the information so they can make their own decisions. I don't make decisions for people. I'm not even allowed to call somebody else an alcoholic until they say that they are. Other than that, maybe you have a problem drinking. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not you. And I'm not going to call you a name because until somebody else calls himself an alcoholic, it's name calling in a sense. It says in the big book, don't deem anybody an alcoholic. And what they're saying there is you don't get to judge that. Okay. This is a good example of that. Everybody runs around saying what the homeless need. But what they don't do is they don't go to the homeless and ask them what they need. And I'll tell you what the most of them will tell you. Somebody who gives a fuck. So stop throwing your fucking money at recovery. Stop it. Stop giving to these sober living. Put your money in the basket, man, and give it your time. Your time is so much more valuable than your money. Your money it's a material object, but time is where it's at. Time saves people's lives. Does money save people's lives? It's a road to it, but money in and of itself does not do anything. It is a procedure to something, where time is something solid. Okay? And when you let other people know that you're willing to take time for them because you understand what being an altruistic person is, because you went and did the work, okay? Until you understand that you can't be diagnosed with anything until you're 6 months sober. Because alcoholism looks just like every mental illness out there. And that's why alcoholics who are not honest end up in the psych ward. Narcissism. I'm not a narcissist, but I do have narcissistic tendencies. You bet. Gaslighting. I used to gaslight people all the time. I watch gaslighting all the time. Oh, it's just a joke. Okay. The opening of Paris. Gaslight. That was so gaslighting. So much stuff there, and I probably shouldn't even have brought that. I stayed out of it because all it just felt like everybody was saying everybody's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Right. So like I was saying, a lot of other things look like it: bipolar, ADHD, anxiety, depression, PTSD. Yeah. You know. So what's the saying that's been going around? Hurt people hurt people. Healed people heal people. Right. So what do I mean? That means if you're hurting, you ain't helping. Hurting inside. Because, even for me, like I come on here and it's hard for me not to mention silly other stuff, and you guys tolerate it, and I appreciate that. But, I'm passionate about some things. Okay. Why am I bringing this up? Because we're getting ready to open a detox, and I want people in recovery working there. And those are going to be the qualifications. And if those aren't the qualifications, then I'm not going to use their detox. And if we don't use their detox, they'll just go out of business. So stop handing your money over and give it your time. If they don't, here's the thing, if you're talking with a company and they'd rather have your money than your time, then you're talking to the wrong people. Yeah. If they don't want your time and you're doing the right thing, that should be an indicator to you. Kind of like, I'm working on this sober living, right? And I told I know people that work there. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna be opening up a sober living. This is what it's about. And they're like, oh, that's great news. That's great news. What? I'll send you the information so that you could be a part of our pro. See, they didn't do that. And if you're a salesperson and you're just going to watch a client walk away. You'd never do that, would you, Amber? See, I know that being a salesperson, I would never let a potential client walk away, especially when they come to me and say, I'm doing this, right? So, what does that tell me? What would it tell you? That they're full of shit. That's what it means. Because everybody in Colorado that's in the field knows that Dion does not fuck around. And if you are fucking around, you're not going to want me in it. And there's a lot of people out there that don't want me in their stuff. You tell me why. Okay. Now, all I did was list about 3 or 4 qualifications. Wait, I've got to wait. Yeah. Yeah, you got to wait. If you're going to whine over the amount of time, that tells me you have not made it yet because you know nothing of delayed gratification. See, these are all indicators to me. When you fight this, I know. I know exactly where you're at. I will know. Okay? I think people are starting to get it. It's getting out there more and more. All right. Do I wind up my day or do I go to a 5:30? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Amber. uh, and thank you always for coming in here and making it a little bit more entertaining with me. These are not easy topics to talk about, and I do what I can not to get all riled up. So it's nice that people can kind of come in and be like, we joke around a little bit, but we can still get these points across and talk about them. Okay. We should make hard conversations normal. There shouldn't be hard conversations. There should just be better ones. Just a little reminder before I go, if you do an amends, it is never ever done by text. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. And if you do want to get into the field, please let me know. I will lead you in the right direction. I will make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed at it. I will. Just ask some of my other friends, man. I've done it for them. You bet. You bet. Just because I can't go work at these places, it's a personal thing. It's my PTSD. That's why I'm not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'd be probably working at a treatment center or something. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Sponsees before clients. And